Good morning, day 278, cooking down the freezer, refrigerator, and working pantry meals. Yep, we're still going. So today is a chilly 58-degree morning. It's been raining, so it's very damp. I did go out and pick some flowers. I figured I might as well enjoy them as long as I can. And that's a hydrangea and a couple geraniums. So this year I'm going to pull up my geraniums and save them. I did a couple last year just as an experiment, and they did come back. So I'm going to keep doing that, and I guess you can keep geraniums for a very long time. And this year they were so beautiful. It's the nicest they've ever been. So I want to try and save them. But there won't be much gardening going on today, and as far as pulling up the geraniums, I'm going to wait until October, mid-October, to do that. And I'll pull them up right before we have a frost warning and keep them in my garage. So today I think I'm probably just going to hang out inside. It's Sunday, and I've got a lot to do in here. I've got food to prep up, some things to gather up for the donation, just general cleaning up. Always lots to do. I don't know how people can be bored. I just don't understand when there's so much to be done. I don't know. I guess I just have too many interests to keep me busy. I don't know. People that never get bored, is it because, and this is a genuine question, is it because everything is done and you have nothing to do, or you just don't feel like doing what you have to do? I get that, because sometimes I don't feel like it either. You just don't feel like doing what you have to do and you're bored. I don't know. Leave me a comment below. If you're often bored, let me know why, because I truly don't understand. So, yeah, I have some laundry to do and some just general cleaning up, because it's going to be getting to be the season where things get busy indoors. You get ready for the holidays, and I'm going to try and keep the holidays very simple this year. I've been on that mission for a few years now. Oh, I used to go all out at Christmas. I decorated the whole house, bathrooms. I used to change my kitchen dishes to snowmen and just all that stuff. And I really enjoyed doing it. But that's just too much work now. I'm trying to simplify my life. I guess that's my mission. I'm just trying to simplify everything. Things got to the point where they got overly complicated and too overwhelming. So now I'm on a journey in the opposite direction. So hopefully you'll join me in my journey, and let me know in the comments below what's your journey. What are you doing that you're changing or enhancing, or whatever it is you're doing? Let us know in the comments below, and talk to each other. I love when you guys talk to each other. So I don't know what's for breakfast today. We'll have to take a look and see. We'll go on an adventure in my refrigerator, and we'll make some delicious meals. I know for dinner I'm having leftover. That pasta yesterday was so good. It was really, really tasty. So, okay, I'll meet you back here doing something in a little bit. Okay, let's go on an adventure in my refrigerator. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, time for breakfast. I've got my stuff, and my grandson has some stuff in here now, but I know what's what, so I'm going to be choosing just from my things. So I feel like having a sandwich for breakfast this morning. Very simple. I have this seitan that I made a while ago. It was in the freezer, and I made that with a pea salad that I had that I wanted to use up. So I don't even remember what I did, but it's pretty good. So I'm going to have some of that. And then on my last little haul, I forgot to include this from my, oh, what is it? Oh, I can't find it. I forgot to include this in my Flash Food app, and it was not $5.60. It was like $2.99. So I'm going to have that. Okay, well, Lizzie is having her conniptions here, so I have to go back there and dig out my dill mustard. So I will meet you at the stove. Well, this morning I've been busy. I processed the apples that I bought for 99 cents. I'm making slow cooker apple pie filling. And then all those tomatoes that I got in my veggie box, I'm drying some, and the other ones I'm making into a sauce. So I've been busy. So I haven't made either one of these recipes before, but they sounded good, so we'll see how they turn out, because the biggest part of the work is just the prep work, and then you stick it in the slow cooker. So the apples are done, and they've been cooking a couple of hours, and the tomatoes, I'm going to let them cook probably all day. I left the skins on, I left the seeds in, so I'm going to take the immersion blender and just blend it all up. They've been cooking a couple of hours, but I want to make a nice thick saucy sauce. So I've been busy this morning. I haven't done anything with the avocados yet, and I still have the lemons and limes that I have to do something with. I'm thinking I need to get a couple more ice cube trays, and I gave the ones that I had to my daughter. So next time I go to Dollar Tree, I'll just pick up a couple more, and that way I can you know, just have a little lemon juice or lime juice whenever I need it. So, I mean, I'm not against using the store-bought stuff. I use it all the time. But since it came in the cheap veggie box, I don't want to waste it. So, it's too wet today to do much in the garden. I have to, maybe tomorrow, I have to finish that up. It's still going to take me a couple weeks to get everything done. First of all, the weather, because we're going to have some more rain. And secondly, I'm slow as molasses. But anyway, I'm a slow freight train. I'm not a, what do they call the really fast ones? When my daughter was little and I used to drive her to school, we always had to go over the train tracks. And back then they had the Amtrak. And we'd both get all excited and, oh, a people train. So, but they don't have those anymore. I don't know why, they just don't run out this way. I haven't seen one in years. So I'm just taking a break from my cooking marathon, having some tea, so cheers, taking a little break before I go upstairs and try and find some things for the donation people. I'm not doing too well on that this week. The garden's taken up all my time. So, you know, life happens. Even if you have plans to do a little bit of everything every day, sometimes that doesn't work out. And there are priorities that scream at you. And that's kind of what's going on. Because you get to be on a time crunch. And I hate that. I hate that when you're crunched for time. But around here, when the weather turns, sometimes it turns. Now, a lot of times we still get an Indian summer, but that usually comes after the first frost, and then there's a little bit of a warm-up. But the leaves are starting to turn just a little bit, not much, but every year it's different. You know, some years it's absolutely spectacular, a spectacular display to see the leaves turn. And other years they just kind of get brown, which isn't too attractive. But around here, the late fall, the late winter, well, all winter, and early spring are pretty much brown and gray and white. It's really not real pretty. So, I've said it before, I'm not a fan of winter. But, hey, it's okay. I'll deal with it. So I was counting today, speaking of stuff, and I counted I have 6 slow cookers. I have 3 of them that are small. They're like, what is it, 2 quart maybe? But I like to use those during the holidays for different hot dips and things like that. So I'm not getting rid of those because I do use them for that. You know, if you want a cheese dip and I don't know, whatever dips you like. So those come in handy. And what I've been doing is on the holidays, I've been making a lot of slow cooker dishes. And sometimes that requires more than one slow cooker. So I have a Hamilton Beach one that I'm using for my apples that I haven't used in years. And it came with 3 different size crocks. The bottom heats up, and then you can choose, what is it, 2 quart, 4 quart, or 6 quart. So since I'm doing the tomatoes and the apples, I dusted that one off. And now I'm using it again. But like I said, I do use slow cookers during the holidays, or I buy those disposable aluminum trays at Dollar Tree, and I make things in those so that by the time my family comes, everything's hot and everything's ready. And it's just a real easy way to cook rather than have 20 different dirty pots and pans that you have to stand there and wash. So that's why I have 6 slow cookers. Now another thing I have more than one of are Instant Pots. I have a small one, I think it's 4 quarts. And I use that one the most because it's cooking for me. And then I have a bigger one, and then I also have a canner, an Instant Pot canner that I've never used because, frankly, it scares me. So I've never used it. But I will, I'm determined, I'm going to use it. So, of course, you know, now I'm making a video. I've been having a hard time making a video today. There's just too many distractions. Now that I'm making a video, the dogs are all milling around wanting something. But that's life with dogs. So, for breakfast, I had a sandwich, and I couldn't film that because there was too much going on. And so for dinner tonight, I'm just having the rest of that, the pasta noodles. That was really good. And then I still have enough for 2 meals that I'm going to have with something else. So the tomato sauce I'm going to probably freeze in baggies, in like single serve baggies, and the apples too. I do have a pie crust in there in the refrigerator that I want to use up, so I may use some of those apples and make a small, just a small for 2 people apple pie, because it's one crust. So I'll just divide the crust and make one pie out of it. So that's a good way to use up what you have, is to kind of mix and match and adjust things. And yeah, I really have to get to the decluttering. I have a closet with my coats in it, and it is just jam-packed with coats. Even if I wore a coat, you know, I don't know, a different coat every day, I'd have enough to wear a different one for several days. So now it's getting to be the time of season where if you're going to donate coats, it's a good time to do that. And there's always kids that need coats, and especially for somebody like me who's a smaller person, kids could easily fit into the coats that I have. And I have a lot of hats and scarves, and I don't even wear hats. I don't like hats in the winter. So I have those, and I have a lot of shoes that just are not comfortable anymore. There's nothing wrong with them. Some of them are like brand new, but they're just not comfortable anymore. And I've thought about selling it all, but you know, you really don't make that much. I'm not going to sell them for, you know, $1 or $2, and you know, and haul all that stuff somewhere or put it online or any of that. It's just too much bother, and I don't think you make enough to justify spending that time. Plus, then it's still in your house, and the whole point of it for me is to simplify and get it out of my house. So that's the mission I'm on. I'm on a mission to simplify life, and it's a slow process, but I'm going to get there. So how many of you guys out there are simplifying? How you doing with it? Leave me a comment below and let's inspire each other. All right, I'll be back in a little while. I'll show you my apples, and I hope they're good. But anyway, all right, I'll meet you back here a little later. Okay, so here are the apples, and they look really good. There's cornstarch in there too for thickening it up, so I hope they taste good. And then I'll show you my pasta sauce. Now the pasta sauce, the tomatoes, it's not really sauce yet. I'm cooking with the lid open because I don't want so much liquid in there. But there they are, they're doing well. But they need more time, much more time. And I put some basil and parsley in there from the garden, and a little bit of seasoning, Italian seasoning and oregano, but I don't want to over season it because I can use this either as tomato sauce, or I can or spaghetti sauce or pizza sauce, and it's not going to be a ton, but it'll be enough for a few meals. And then here are all the avocados that came in the box. There's a couple of them, like this one that's really soft, but most of them are still very nice. So the ones that are too soft and you know, if they're brown, I'll just put them in the composter. But yeah, so that was really a good buy. The apple pie filling is all done. Turned out really nice. So I'm just going to put this in the fridge, and maybe I'll make an apple pie. Like I said, I already have some pie crust that I need to use up. But I will definitely make this again. It was so easy. So if you have a lot of apples, and I just looked this recipe up online. So, and it was not many ingredients. So there you go. And my pasta sauce is coming out really nice too. It's nice and thick. I'm going to cook it just a little longer. I used the immersion blender on there and added some spices, and it's very tasty. So that'll be coming up for another meal. I'll probably divide this in 2 or 3 and freeze some of it. So I'm going to cook this maybe another hour and call it good. Okay, I'm going to have a very simple dinner tonight. I'm going to have leftovers. So I did a lot of cooking today. I did the apples, the tomatoes. I still have to do the avocados and the lemons and limes. But this is the same thing I had yesterday. That's feta cheese, plant-based feta cheese on top. And that's all I'm having for dinner. So I just need to heat this up in the microwave. And after a long day of cooking, which was actually very relaxing, I enjoyed it very much. My tomatoes that I'm dehydrating, they still aren't done. The tomatoes take a long time. So I imagine at best I'll probably only get, you know, this much powder. But I wanted to try it and see how it turns out, and then in the future, if I like it, then I'll just get more tomatoes or add to it. When tomatoes start going bad, I'll just keep dehydrating it. Alright, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, dinner is ready, and I was going to have a salad with this, but this is going to be plenty. I don't want to overeat. So this was really, really good. I would definitely make this again. And I got this recipe from Country Gardens magazine, and I went ahead and ordered this again. I haven't gotten it in a long time, but I enjoy this magazine. I think you get 6 issues a year. I'm not sure what the price is now, but it used to be like $19.95. I'm sure it's probably $29.95, but it's this red pepper mushroom pasta, and I know that's probably hard to read, but anyway, that's the recipe. And then I want to make this one, which is ranch flatbread. So that sounds good too. Alright, I'm going to eat my dinner, and in the meantime, I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself, be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.